Alright guys, hope you are doing well. This is going to be lesson number 8 for art. And it's going to be really simple. We are going to learn how to sketch. Hopefully you already do this, but I'm going to give you some tricks on sketching and what I do. You can use them, you don't have to. And my purpose of this lesson is just to encourage you to create more art, to not worry about the product, but just enjoy the process of actually creating. So when we sketch today, we are going to pick out an object in order to draw, and we are going to take basically 4 different drawings of it, 4 different sketches. And I'm going to ask you to not worry about the end result, like I said before, and we are going to do one sketch at one angle, then walk to a different spot and look at that object and draw another sketch, and then so and so forth, 4 times, and then you'll have 4 sketches of one object, and you'll notice how your drawing has changed. It might improve, or you'll notice some difference. So with the piece of paper, like we practiced before with our portraits, we're going to fold both hamburger and hot dog. So we have 4 quadrants to practice, and if you'd like to make a large sketch on the back, you can. So that would actually be 5. And I'm going to show you a picture of the maple tree. We've actually worked on this object before. It's the easiest for me to pick at school. So when I work on a sketch, sometimes I will glance down at my paper, but for the most part I am only looking at my object and not focusing completely on what I'm drawing. This is kind of a rough, a rough outline of what the object looks like. So if I could show you, I'm not gonna look at my paper. I'm just going to look at the tree and draw as I'm going. I might look a little bit, but for the most part I'm just going to look at the tree. Now, like I said, you can glance down. And this is a simple outline of the tree so far. Now it's just the basic lines of it. Now to extend this out some and to make it even better, I'm going to start looking at my drawing. So at first you're going to not look at your drawing, and I'm going to add some of the details. I noticed that the bark is rough and it's starting to peel up. I'm noticing that some of my angles and lines for my branches are kind of off, so this is when I'm fixing some of those. And I even forgot a few branches. I'm not worrying about messing up right now. We really focus a lot too much on our mess ups and not just creating it. So here's a little bit more detail. So as I look at my drawing, I notice that there's many tiny branches at the end of the tree that I've not used or not have drawn. So I'm going to add those now. And I'm not really picky on the exact number. I'd like for you not to be too picky about that either. Just try to add details, and don't worry about if it's perfect. It's just little tiny branches that I'm adding. You don't have to pick a tree though, you can pick something else. So here are my branches that I added. So as I look at my object again, I notice there are a few leaves still remaining, some at the very bottom, majority at the very bottom, and some at the very top. A lot of the middle of the tree has lost the leaves. So I'm just going to make some leaves near the bottom and near the top. Now I like to make squiggly lines, little tiny squiggles for my leaves. It's usually how I go about it. I'll make a few leaves through the middle, but not near as many as I see near the bottom and the top. Like I said, I'm going to put more leaves near the top. And I'm just making squiggly lines. So here's... Now for reference, to show what angle I'm at, I could actually put our gym class building in the background, so it shows which angle I've been drawing at. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. These are just sketches, just practice. So this is one angle I could draw this picture at. I could go the opposite side and lean up against the building and draw from the other angle, and it might look completely different. I would probably show the picnic table behind this tree, or possibly the truck behind me. So I'm going to challenge you to sketch this week, throughout the week. It doesn't have to be outside, it can be inside. I'm going to actually make another sketch also. This sketch is going to be of my tattered hat, my beat up hat, and I'm going to try to incorporate the table in as well. I'll show you a picture of what I'm going to try to draw. Now if you notice in my picture, I have a book below it, so I'm going to try to add both of those. Like I said, I'm going to try not to look too much at my drawing. I will a little bit, but for the most part I'm just looking at the object in which I'm drawing, not my drawing per se, but mostly the object I'm drawing. So I'm looking mostly at the hat, and I'm just looking and observing. Oh, I kind of messed up, but that's all right. This takes a lot of practice. I'm not the best at it, but I do enjoy it. Well, it's such a good day. So here's a rough outline so far. So this is called sketching. Now I notice there are some bends in the hat, so I'm going to try to make those bends with lines and maybe fill them in with a little bit of shading. And part of my hat is darker than the rest, the green part, so I'm going to try to make that a little darker. And I notice there's a rectangle right in the middle. There's lines throughout it, the stitching. Now this doesn't have to be perfect. It's really dark on top of the book in spots, so I'm going to try to fill those in. It has some shadows. You want to try to make the shadows, you can. You can really rub these with your fingers. I'm just going to do it with the pencil really quick. So there's a few more details to the book and the hat sketch. Now for the younger students, you know, you don't have to do these hard kinds of objects. It can be a pencil, it can be a toy that you have. Just practice. Art can be one of those things that you can just do for fun, and you know, you'll gradually get better the more you practice. So I hope you enjoyed the lesson. So we're just practicing sketches. Try to do this every day if you can. Thank you.